Prepare to delve into the depths of a somber enigma, where every detail whispers unconfessed secrets. On a cold November morning, the tranquility of Viadicaguiano Park was brutally interrupted by the discovery of an inert body, dancing macabrely beneath the branches of a centuries-old olive tree. Who was this woman silenced by fate? This video invites you to traverse the shadowy paths of this true story, unraveling the fragmented pieces of a puzzle that resonates with anguish and mystery. The autopsy revealed a recent end, a final breath in the shadows of dawn. Beside the body, a bucket, a silent witness to a desperate ascent. Her shoes and a wool coat, folded with a strange delicacy, only intensify the confusion. Inside a suspended bag, a peculiar inventory. Scientific notes, transport tickets, scribbled maps, forgotten coupons, a French card signed by an enigmatic couple, Roberta and Michel Pan, a solitary soda, vitamins, and a distant postcard from Turkey, alongside a Danish royal household credential. A mosaic of clues that do not reveal identity, only deepen the veil of the unknown. Emerging from the mists of Italy, she became known as Prato Jane Doe, a spectral figure, shrouded in piercing questions. Prepare to question the unthinkable. Have you ever felt the weight of an unsolved mystery? What did the objects found near the body truly mean? Who were Roberta and Michel Pan, and what was their connection to this tragedy? Why were a figure linked to the Danish royalty and a card from Turkey found there? Immerse yourselves in this unsettling enigma and unravel the dark secrets with us. Watch until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. Hello everyone, welcome to the True Crime Files Investigations channel. If you are a lover of real criminal stories, get ready for an exciting marathon. Every week, we will explore shocking and remarkable cases, the most complex and intriguing ones, with an in-depth analysis of the details and motivations behind each event, which leads us to question human nature. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and ensure you're always up to date with our exclusive content. Leave your like to strengthen our community and motivate me to bring more and more impactful and unprecedented stories. Get ready to discover the backstage of the crime world, learn about the failures of the judicial system and the stories of victims fighting for justice. Welcome to an investigative and emotional journey. I count on you on this journey. The truth is about to be revealed. So, fasten your seatbelts, because the investigation begins now. In the dim light of the morning of November 13, 2007, the quiet routine of Viadicaguiano Park in Prato, the heart of Italian Tuscany, was violently shattered. A passerby, walking in the shadow of centuries-old olive trees, came upon a disturbing scene: the inert body of a woman, suspended in a macabre embrace with the twisted branches. The autopsy, performed subsequently, revealed a disturbing detail. The rigor mortis indicated that death had occurred a few hours prior, likely between 4 and 7 in the morning. A final breath in the solitude of dawn. Near the body, a garbage bucket suggested a desperate ascent, a last effort to reach the end. At the foot of the olive tree, her shoes and a wool coat were carefully folded, a gesture that echoed a deafening silence. A bag, still hanging from the tree, held a bizarre and intriguing inventory. Scribbled notes from scientific journals, crumpled transport tickets, maps of distant destinations, forgotten coupons, and a French greeting card signed by a mysterious couple, Roberta and Michel Pan. There was also a solitary soda, a bottle of vitamin supplements, an official Danish royal household credential, and a postcard with landscapes of Turkey. A jumble of disconnected clues, whispering unattainable secrets. Without apparent identity, she became known as Prato Jane Doe. The initial description outlined a Caucasian woman, between 50 and 60 years old, with blonde hair and light-colored eyes. Contradicting the idea of a life on the streets, her nails were painted a delicate pink and her face bore no makeup. She wore a gray t-shirt, a dark sweater, dark pants, and shoes with a Polish manufacturing label, in addition to the wool coat with a discreet label indicating origin in Eastern Europe. But the clothing was only the surface of a deeper mystery. In her possession were found eyeglasses with a leopard print headband, white-framed sunglasses with tiger stripe accents from the Viadic brand, a small comb, and some loose beads. And, inexplicably, €20. Prato Jane Doe's bag revealed a tangle of geographical and intellectual hints: an English map of Vancouver, a map of Copenhagen Airport, and another of the maritime connections between Copenhagen and the Danish islands. A copy of Scientific American magazine contained a mention of the Victoria Conference Center and a subscription form with a postal address in Peon, Arizona. A baggage tag from Scandinavian Airlines, a page torn from the September 2007 issue of Scientific American with an image of a molecule and information about a computer scientist involved in its development, and a page from the Florentine Metro newspaper dated November 9, 2007. A multifaceted profile emerged from the shadows. Prato Jane Doe's interest in science was undeniable. The Vancouver map had the Victoria Conference Center marked, accompanied by the note Conferenza 24 to 27 September, Conference 24 to 27 September. Subsequent investigations revealed that this referred to the FOS 4G conference, focused on free and open-source geospatial software, held in Vancouver on the indicated dates. A post-it note contained a phrase in English about the Danish physicist Niels Bohr, with the inscription AO Niels Bohr AOP, or A de Nielpoor, on the back. A curious mind and a possible fascination with physics. Another intriguing find was an article on the use of lasers in dermatology, with a handwritten note indicating an address in Cambridge on the back. Prato Jane Doe also carried a lunchbox with a Minute Maid soda, a potato flatbread from a Tuscan bakery, packaged on November 12, 2007, and with an expiration date of November 15, and multivitamin supplements from the Danish pharmaceutical company Dansk Troche. Trivial details that added up to a confusing picture. An unstamped Trenitalia train ticket, with destination Viareggio and a departure time of 1:15 p.m., and €20 in banknotes were found. Finally, a postcard with a seascape and mountain view of Antalya, Turkey, completed the inventory. An interrupted journey, an uncertain destination. The presence of a magazine page containing a photograph of the Danish royal family, including a court official who had written a phrase in Danish translated as Court of Her Majesty Queen Ingrid Frederik 6 1257, the address of King Frederick VI's palace in Copenhagen, with a mailing date of December 17, 1999, apparently sent by Queen Ingrid 5 days before her daughter Margrethe's coronation, added a layer of aristocratic mystery. Why did Prato Jane Doe possess such a peculiar item? The investigation contacted the Danish royal family in search of answers, but no conclusive information emerged. Without relatives or friends claiming the body, Prato Jane Doe was buried in an unmarked grave. Inquiries at local hotels revealed no luggage belonging to the unknown woman, and no one remembered having seen her before. In 2008, DNA samples were sent to Northern Europe and Canada for comparison, but no positive matches were found. A new, tenuous lead emerged that same year when a psychologist from San Marino, Dr. Pellegali, claimed to have seen the mysterious woman at the Laser Florence 2007 conference, held from September 8 to 10 at Villa Viviani in Florence. According to Pellegali, Prato Jane Doe caught his attention because of her unique sunglasses and because she spoke Italian with a marked foreign accent. He also noted that she seemed to have scientific publications, attended several lectures, and asked questions about computer science and laser technology. Intrigued, Pellegali decided to approach the woman to ask about her profession. Prato Jane Doe claimed to be a doctor, but Dr. Pellegali observed that she seemed quite uncomfortable and sweated excessively throughout the conference. Every time he mentioned his profession, the woman responded in a dry and monosyllabic manner. Pellegali mentioned that participation in the conference required an invitation, but it was unknown who had invited Prato Jane Doe. The organizers believed that she might simply have been interested in the subject and had attended the talks to learn more. Unfortunately, Prato Jane Doe's movements after the conference were lost. It is believed that at some point she bought the potato flatbread at a bakery or supermarket and boarded a train to Prato between the 12th and the morning of November 13th, when she took her own life. How she arrived in Viadicaguiano remains an enigma, as local residents did not remember any outsiders in the area. Prato Jane Doe's interest in computer science led detectives to investigate the Prato Linux Association, a group of free software enthusiasts. However, no connection was found. The association even sent photos of the unknown woman to other technological organizations in Tuscany, without success. Subsequently, the case of Prato Jane Doe was included in Operation Identify Me, launched by Interpol on May 10, 2023, focused on solving 22 cases of unidentified women found dead in the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany between 1976 and 2019. A note with the name Henry Case and the address Kaisha 211A 85.547 Pond, Arizona, was found in the Scientific American magazine. Online searches revealed a doctor with that name in the suburbs of Malmöben, Denmark, specializing in laser dermatological surgery. However, this information did not yield significant progress. The overprinting with the official seal of the Danish royal household also offered no additional clues, although it raised the hypothesis that Prato Jane Doe might have worked for the royalty at some point in her life. A fleeting connection to nobility. Unfortunately, it was never confirmed whether Prato Jane Doe was actually a doctor, and the reason behind her desperate act remains a painful mystery. This case evokes the stories of other unidentified women, such as Prato Isel and Jennifer Ferget, found with curious belongings and leaving behind more questions than answers. An echo of loneliness and unrevealed secrets. The persistent question remains: could Prato Jane Doe have been a spy, involved in a dangerous game that led her to a tragic and solitary end? The veil of mystery continues to hang over her story, a somber reminder of the lives that remain nameless and the secrets that never come to light. Thank you so much for watching this story. Your presence and support are essential for me to continue creating quality content. So, if you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes. Your subscription and comments are fundamental for me to keep bringing quality content. Leave your opinion in the comments, always with respect for the victims, and together let's build an even better community. Thank you so much for following my work, and I'll see you in the next episode.